Howdy ho, little potatoes, and welcome to HTML for absolute beginners. There's two absolutes in there because I'm going to explain it to you like you're a 5-year-old. There are pictures and everything. What does HTML stand for? It's Hypertext Markup Language. So I'm going to start by drawing. So this is HTML. Every time you think about HTML, I want you to picture him. I'm sorry that I've scarred you for life. We're going to need him to create an HTML page. We're going to need his head, and we're going to need his body. This sounded less creepy in my head. HTML, the murder language. So what typically happens inside someone's head? It's all the small stuff, you know? All of that, like, little data, like, what do I think about myself? You know, who am I? What am I? Oh, goodness, we're existential crisising now. I should have used the text tool. Whatever. Everything that we think about, everything that we call ourselves, it all lives over here. But what we are actually composed of is in the body. So this is where your arms are. It's where your clothes are. Everything is over here. HTML is a markup language, meaning that we use tags. What is a tag? You're like, it's not the game like tag you're it. This guy, look at him, he doesn't have friends to play that with. It's basically some text inside of a thing that looks like this. HTML has various tags, and throughout this course we will get into what those are. But right now, what you need to know is the first tag is what, you guessed it, an HTML tag. It basically tells you everything inside of this is HTML. So what you open, you must close. To close a tag, you do that. So this is basically for syntax what you need to learn. We are using HTML. We are no more longer using HTML, basically, is what this means. Now that we know that HTML lives inside of the HTML tags, boom, which is a very strangely accurate visual representation of what's about to happen, we need a head and we need a body tag. So I'm just going to leave this guy here. Now we're going to add a head tag. We're also going to close the head tag because at some point his head does end. And then we're going to add a body tag, which then also we're going to close the body tag because his body also does end at some point. It's more like towards the end over here. But you get what I'm saying. The next thing is indentation. Very, very important. Reading this, if you have so many tags, it's already, your eyes are probably screaming at you right now. This is why we indent things. So if you are in an editor like a Notepad++ or a Visual Studio Code, which I highly recommend, it's really great and it works for most languages, you can press tab and it'll automatically move it up. But because we are in a design thing, I'm going to use spaces. Oh, wait. So traditionally 4 spaces are tab, but there is a war on this, so please don't fight me. Can you see how much easier it is to read this already? You can see where the HTML tag starts and ends. So you need the start and the end tag to be on the exact same level of indentation or tab. As we discussed earlier, your head tag is going to contain all the things like the thing's application's name, what it is, what it thinks about itself, and I'm going to add an example of something that we would find in there. So here we have title. Title is a tag that we use to give it a name, essentially. So in a browser, you'll have that little thing up there, right? The little tab, and it'll have text in it. So whatever's in this title will show up there. We'll just call this potato. And what do we do with the tag when we open it? We close it again. An example of something that you would find in the body is some sort of markup, like a paragraph tag. A paragraph tag does exactly what you think it would. It creates a paragraph of text. So you have your open tag and you have your close tag, right? And inside we're going to write our paragraph. This is a story of a potato who turned himself into a loaded potato. Okay, so obviously I would neaten this up if I could, but we are in a design application and not a development application, so this is what's going to happen. But you get the idea. This is the type of stuff you get inside of the body. It's basically, you can imagine this guy's a shirt with this paragraph on it. And that is the basics of HTML. Congratulations, you've reached the end of lesson 1. Look at you go, potato. Look at you go.